Hey everyone, it's attorney Susan Williams here talking about today some different types of defenses that you may have for drug cases. Now, sometimes folks call me and they say, I know I did this and I just want to see what I can do to sort of mitigate this. But I always tell them, well, let's back up and see what kind of defenses you may have. Starting with the reason that you had contact with law enforcement. If you were in a vehicle traveling or a passenger, what was the reason for the stop? Was it speeding? Was it changing lanes illegally? But we want to know the reason for the vehicle being stopped. Then we will look at the reason for the search of the drugs. What was the probable cause or the reasonable suspicion to believe that your vehicle or the vehicle that you were in was being searched? We'd also look at was consent given or was consent not given? Then we look at, just like I would in any other case, we would look at the lab test results. In South Carolina, the lab test results can be sent to a county lab, a local lab, but most of the time they're sent to the SLED lab, which is the South Carolina Law Enforcement Division. And it can take a while to get these lab test results back, but it's worth the wait because oftentimes the lab test results are different than the results on the police report. For example, the police report may say that the field test that was done out at the traffic stop resulted in a positive for heroin, but then when the same exact substance goes to the SLED lab, it comes back as marijuana. Those are huge differences, obviously, in the penalties and can change the entire trajectory of your case. Also, I'd be looking at the chain of custody. Where did the drugs go from the arresting deputy or arresting officer to, did they go to the evidence bin? Were there days in between the arrest and when they got to the evidence bin? If so, how were they stored? Where were they stored? Basically, where are these drugs? And I have even gone in person to the evidence labs to view these drugs, to also just verify that the drugs are still there. Now, in a federal case, a lot of these substances will be sent off to out-of-state labs, so those will be a little bit different in those types of drug cases. But just for the purposes of just talking about regular defenses in drug cases, these are some of the things that I look for on a regular basis. We also want to look at any statements that you gave and whether you were given your Miranda warnings, and there's a lot more information about that, and also drug cases and arrests on my website at www.swilliams-law.net, or feel free to give me a call at 843-607-9800. I'm attorney Susan Williams.